What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now today we're going to be talking about Jon Snow slash Aegon Targaryen, the Queen Slayer. That is right, today we're going to be talking about Dany's death and how Jon will be the one to kill her. Okay, so I see a lot of people that already know that Jon's gonna kill her. I think it's pretty obvious at this point. There's a bunch of clues, and there was a bunch of clues in last week's episode or the episode a couple days ago. So for me, it's pretty obvious that Jon will be the one to kill her. She's definitely dying. I don't see anyone else killing her but Jon Snow. And guys, quickly before I get into all the details, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, the best Game of Thrones content. Alright, let's jump into this video. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is that when executing Varys, Jon looks at Dany and realizes what she has become. I'm putting it on the screen right now. This scene right here, I think this is pretty obvious. I think Jon starts to question her. I don't think he agrees with everything she's doing, and I think this is when he starts to like further away from her. And even in that scene when they're kissing and Dany talks about fear with Jon, he's also realizing that she's not the same anymore and she's heading a wrong direction. And obviously the second one is when Dany started to burn everything down, and you see Jon's face when Grey Worm starts throwing the spear. You could see he's trying to call everyone back. At this point, he knows Dany has gone completely mad. He's trying to stop everything. I think this is the final straw, and I think this is what pushes Jon to stop Dany. But let's go more in depth and let's talk about this scene. Okay, so after everything he has been through, I think the worst thing for Jon was watching Dany burn King's Landing. And after fighting the Night King to save millions of people, he lost a bunch of friends, he lost a bunch of soldiers. He sees the woman he loves burns King's Landing down. This was truly heartbreaking for him, and I don't think he will want anything to do with Dany after seeing what she just did. And I'm not gonna lie, every time Jon says she's my queen, every time he says it more and more, I feel like he's lying more and more. Every time he says it, it's less believable in my opinion. But those are just the two main reasons that I think were shown in the episode to make it seem like this is what's gonna end up happening. But now let's talk about more of a prediction and what I think is gonna happen and how I think people will die in this next episode. The first thing I want to talk about, my first prediction, my first little theory, is that Grey Worm will tell Dany that Jon was trying to fall back when they were fighting, and Dany will try to execute Jon the same way that she did to Varys. But obviously Jon is a Targaryen, and I think he's going to be immune to dragon fire. And people are saying the Targaryens are not immune to fire. Yes, they are not immune to fire, but they could be immune to dragon fire. So how dope would it be that Dany tries to burn Jon and Jon does not get burned, and people just notice that he's a Targaryen, that he's like the ruler, the true ruler of the Seven Kingdoms? That would just be insane. And I think after that, if this does end up happening, I think this is when Jon will call Dany out and she will be executed. Now I'm gonna be honest, I could see this happening. This is a great way. This would be hype as fuck to see. This would be awesome, but we're just gonna have to wait and find out. Let's move on to the second theory. Okay, so the second one is that Dany will try and execute Tyrion for letting Jaime go, and Jon will refuse to let this happen and give Tyrion a trial by combat. I saw this theory a lot in Reddit. I saw it in comments. I saw this one a lot, and that is that Grey Worm will fight Jon Snow. Dany will pick Grey Worm to fight for her, and Tyrion will pick Jon to fight for him. And I think this is where we see Grey Worm dying, because as I said in my previous video, I think that Grey Worm will 100% die in this next episode, and I don't see Grey Worm dying any other way than protecting and defending his queen. Now quickly, I just want to say, I saw a lot of people saying Grey Worm will destroy Jon. That is not true. Jon right now is the best swordsman in Westeros. There's no reason, there's no way he loses to Grey Worm. But here's the thing linking these two theories up: whichever way it happens, if Jon does defeat Grey Worm, then Jon after this will kill Dany. So the two linking things is that no matter what happens, Jon will be the one to kill Dany. Now obviously I don't know what way it's going to be or how it's going to be. I'm assuming obviously, I think he's going to go Ned Stark style and behead her. I don't think he's going to use the dragon. I don't think he's going to burn her alive. I don't think he's going to do some fancy stuff. I think it will just straight up be a beheading, the true Stark way. The man who passes the sentence shall swing the sword. Okay, now let's talk about who rules the Seven Kingdoms. I think after Johnny kills Dany, I don't think he's going to want to rule the Seven Kingdoms. But I don't see Jon ruling. I think that's way too obvious of an ending. I think that's way too happy of an ending. And that is not Game of Thrones. Now again, Jon could declare independence for the Seven Kingdoms. I think that's what I think is going to happen. That's obviously my main theory. I said that a while back. Or he could just give it to someone else like Sansa or Bran Bran. I've heard those two theories as well. And after that, I think we will be seeing Jon return to the north, and that is how the show will end. Everyone's gonna go back to the places. There could or could not be a ruler, and it will be hopefully a sort of a bittersweet ending that we were promised. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much been my video. If you agree with me, leave a like. And if you made it to the end, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We post the best Game of Thrones content. Thank you so much for watching. It's been Seagons, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.